Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Live from My Mother's Basement. I'm very happy to be here with you guys in the actual basement that I grew up in here in this small, quaint little town called Scotch Plains, New Jersey. As you can see, I don't have a guest on the show with me tonight. I had to quarantine again with all this COVID restricting bullshit. So here it is, June 7th, 8 o'clock. I'm in the basement with you guys. Let's talk about what's going on in the world. And I'll let you know what's going on in my world. And then we can go down to the Dairy Queen and get some ice cream and get the fuck out of the basement. Does that sound like a great idea? A couple of weeks ago, I got COVID. What had happened was I got tested. I don't even know the dates. I got tested to do my podcast and have a guest on the show. Had the guest on the show. Everything was great. The following day, I went to go entertain somewhere. And the following day after that, I felt like I had a bit of a cold. So a friend of mine said to me, why don't you take the home COVID test? So I take the home COVID test and that little thing blew up. And there it was. I had COVID. So I waited 24 hours. I get up early in the morning and I go to the local place that I get tested. And they said, yes, you have COVID. So I had to cancel a bunch of gigs. It's a lot of money to cancel gigs. Some people, of course, want their money back because now they can't see the performer they paid to see. And they don't want to see who's filling in. So you're in a lot of trouble, right? I quarantine for the amount of times I'm supposed to quarantine, and then all of a sudden, I'm supposed to do a movie. The day before I was supposed to do the movie, I was supposed to go to a script reading on another movie that I got called Liquor Run. And I really want to do this movie. It's very, very funny. It's called Liquor Run. It's got some cool-ass stars in it, and me. So I call them up and I say, listen, I can't come to the script reading. I'm quarantining. Well, I kept sending the information to the film I'm supposed to do in Ronkonkoma, New York, called The Lady of the Lake, The Legend of Ronkonkoma. They send me back information saying, if you quarantine this many days, you should be okay. So I get up early in the morning, getting ready to get in my car to go to the set, and I get a text message saying, the Screen Actors Guild COVID compliance officer said, you've been replaced. Do you have any idea what that feels like? It's so hard to actually get a gig. Then you get the gig and you're canceled because a COVID compliance person within the union says, you ain't doing this show. And not only do you not get to be in the movie, you don't get paid. Plus, what about the money I spent to get my ass to the East Coast? Because technically I live in Los Angeles. That's what happened to me this week. So I had a guest who was supposed to be on the show tonight. And since I was going to be on the set, I was going to do the show with the guy who's playing the lead character in the movie. He's not even there. How fucked up is that? So here I am in the basement doing the show by myself. There's nobody here in the basement. I just had a nice dinner. I could taste the dinner, so I guess I don't have COVID anymore. I feel 100%. I've been going to the gym. I'm getting ready to go on tour starting Thursday. So here I am hanging around with you guys. So let's write in, talk. Let's see what's going on in the world. But that's the story, which really sucks. And then I booked another movie today. And guess when they're starting to film? In a year. In 1 year. They're not going to film for 1 year because they don't want to go through the COVID problems that we have to go through if you're in the Screen Actors Guild because the union actually chokes you. Now, I know they want to make everybody safe, but come on. Come on. How are we going to earn a living? And if I can't keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going back to the unemployment line. And I was only unemployment line for just a little while during COVID. I don't want to ever have to experience that. I want to earn my money. I like going to work and watching the news tonight, which is something we're going to talk about because I was watching the debates. And in the debates, they're all talking about only 8% of the people in New York City went back to work. How crazy is that? And they're going to say, A, because they're afraid to get COVID. B, why pay rent when you could do everything on the internet? And the real reason is look at the crime in New York City. Now, I don't know where you guys are all watching the show from, but I lived a half hour outside of New York City. I was always going to the city my whole life. I couldn't wait to go to the city. I have absolutely no interest in going into New York City anymore. I'm not going to a comedy club. I'm not going to a restaurant. And you can rest assured I am not going on a subway ever. Have you people seen the crime in the subways? Innocent people just walking around getting pushed onto the tracks. Now, they're going to say that the people who push the person onto the tracks have severe mental problems. Well, no shit. Really? Now, you could feel sorry for some people because you think, okay, well, they're nuts. They should be in a home. But as far as I'm concerned, there are some people that are so fucking nuts that they should get pushed onto the tracks themselves. That's some bullshit. I don't even think they're nuts. I think they pretend that they're nuts. It's bullshit. So that's what I say. Well, I know Anna wants to talk. Anna Dre, I want to talk to you. Let me get some news out, but I got your hat in my hand today. Anna Dre from Upcycle Creations, ladies and gentlemen. I'm eventually going to have you down here in the basement. You can hang around with me, and I think it's wonderful that your son gets to do what he gets to do. But I would be petrified to go into New York City these days. When I was 16, 17, 18 years old, walking around the city going on commercial auditions, I knew the subway system like the back of my hand. That's the way you got around. It was $1. You get on the subway, boom, you can go all over the place. $1, you know. You didn't even. Sometimes we even used to jump the turnstile, and the people working in that thing with the microphone go, "Pay your fares, pay your fares." That was the good old days, you know. Now I'd be afraid. So, yeah, there's some people pretend to be nuts. I can't really read this fast. There's a lot of people writing in, so stay with me and keep on writing, and I'll get to your question. I'll get to what you want to say. I want to talk about what I saw on television tonight, the debates, because here we go again, and it's the primaries for governor. So there is some of my friends writing in. All right. Stay with me, guys. I will get to you because tonight it's about me and you. So I do want to talk to you while you guys are watching. I was watching the debates, and there were 3 people debating. Of course, the governor who's in the governor's seat right now, Hochul, and 2 other people who I am not familiar with. So, I always wanted to be on TV during the debates. I want to be debated. I want to be asked the questions because for the life of me, I don't understand how the person who's being questioned and then the next person, the same question, makes fun of what the other person does or was doing. And how they don't look at each other and go, you know what, you're a dick. Screw you. I'll punch you in the fucking head. All they really should do is say, listen, if I'm elected, here's what I plan on doing. This would be my goal. Rather than say, this person didn't do anything but put up a football field. How did we get on a football field project? The Buffalo Bills. And that's all they wanted to talk about. And of course, everybody wants to talk about gun control and what they would do. Now, I don't know much about Democrats. I don't know much about Republicans. I don't know much about right wing, left wing, hop wing, bing, bing, bing. How about we just say, hey, look, we're all human beings. Why don't we do what's best for a human being? It's a piece of cake. It's actually pretty easy. if you don't listen to a bunch of the bullshit and the people who want to cause all the problems within this situation. There are some people who give great rebuttals. And when I hear that, I'm like, whoa, wait, maybe I am wrong about my convictions. Or maybe I should lend an ear to listen. But some people have no rebuttal whatsoever, and you really feel like going, you should have just shut up, and you shouldn't be there. And it's just out of control. So they were talking about bail reform, they were talking about gun reform, they were talking about this and that and the other thing. We all know what's right, and we all know what's wrong. First of all, in the subway systems in New York City, you never know what person walking around is going to turn into a wackadoo. Am I allowed to say that word, wackadoo? Is that offensive to anybody? How about the word dick or jerk off? Do you guys remember these terms? You're a jerk off. You're an asshole. You're a piece of shit. I don't think there's anything wrong with those words. Because if there's an innocent woman or man or whatever walking around in the subway, just waiting to catch a train to go home, go see their children, maybe going to the store, whatever it is. This last one, I don't know if you saw it, they have it on tape. This man, wackadoo, jerk off, asshole, that's what I say, put his arms around the person. It's a woman. He put his arms around the person, picked her up in the air, and threw her on the tracks. Now, thank God the person got off the tracks and lived. But if this person threw the woman on the tracks and the train came, she would have been killed. And this man, wackadoo, asshole, jerk off, I don't want to hear that mental health problem. You got a mental health problem. No, this guy was in full blown health mode. This guy looked like he was in great shape. He had a backpack. He was well dressed. It wasn't some person with an insane problem, whatever they call it. He was an asshole and probably wanted to kill the person. Now, they're going to say, what do you do to this person? Can you set bail? Do you put him in jail? You don't even want to know what I would do. I say we're very scared to give people guns, of course, because people who get the guns are out of their minds and they shoot up a bunch of people. So why don't we give people baseball bats? Little baseball bat. Here you go. Somebody picks you up and throws you on a track, you crack them in the fucking head with that baseball bat. Trust me. A lot of people are going to start listening to Mike Marino. If you can't fight back, if you can't protect yourself, if you're afraid, if you don't know what to do, maybe you should carry a little bit of a baseball bat. Short one, snub nose, crack right in the fucking head. You know, one of the greatest things to do in self-defense, and I'm not a self-defense guy, step on somebody's foot. If somebody's bothering you and you're scared, they're not going to see it coming. Step on their fucking foot hard. It hurts. And there's nothing else you can do. Right? So anyway, we're watching the debates. They were making fun of each other. Didn't really stay on track with what they would do. And New York State needs a good governor. The one thing they were talking about was they all agree on keeping abortion in the state of New York. Whether they think it's the right thing or the wrong thing, they all stood pretty much the same on that. And then when it came to gun control, you know, they were saying, okay, the age to buy a gun should be 21. They should do a mental health background check. I think maybe sometimes they should do a mental health background check on the guy who sells the fucking gun. Because if I was selling guns, and I believe in the right to bear arms, I would like to have a pistol. I don't. I have bats around my house, but I would like to have a pistol. I don't know if I would carry it out in public, but maybe keep it in the house. I live by myself. I don't have to protect my wife. I don't have to protect my kids. I don't have it like that in my life. But maybe if I did, maybe I would want to have some kind of protection. But I don't need a machine gun. I don't need a bazooka. And I don't need a tank. Just get a gun. Now, I go to a store, there's got to be a guy behind the counter who really should look at you and go, what do you want the gun for, kid? What's going on? Why do you want a machine gun? Why do you want an AK 47? What do you plan on doing? You know? Why are you wearing crazy clothes? Why do you look like a nut? Now, we all know that a person selling that gun really don't care because they're going to get what for selling the gun? A commission. They're going to make some money. So they're not going to ask any questions. It's like anything else. Guy came over to my house today and he was selling some software. He didn't care that I knew that the software I could get cheaper someplace else. He insisted that I buy it from him because if I do, he's going to get a commission. Same thing with a guy selling a gun. He's going to make a commission. So, I mean, you got to watch who's selling the actual shit too. I remember one time I went upstate New York to do a show, and there was a guy in this place that sold guns. And I said, I wasn't really looking to buy a gun, but I just wanted to see what was going on. And he said to me, we sell AK-47s. I'm like, this is a farmland. It's farmlands. What do you need it for out here? And he goes, doesn't really matter. But if you want one, it'll take me about 3 to 4 months to get it to you, unless you want me to make you one. I can make you an AK-47. You'll have it by the end of the day. I'm like, holy shit. So anyway, that's the way I saw what was going on today. I'm glad that people are going back to the movies. I'm glad people went and saw Top Gun in the movie theaters. That's cool as shit. Hey, nice to know that we got a movie star who's doing the right thing, Tom Cruise. Hopefully everything will go good like that. So we talked about subways. Now they're thinking about opening up casinos in New York. I say hell yeah. They should have casinos in upstate New York. They should have casinos in Buffalo, Utica, Syracuse, and guess where I think they should have casinos? In the city. If there was a casino or a few casinos in the outer boroughs, Brooklyn, Long Island, Staten Island, that's a great idea. But what if there was a casino in New York City? Come on. Do you know the tourism? They'd be making tons of money. And you know who's going to open up a casino? Trump Casino. Make America great again, Trump Casino. But that's a good idea. Now, if they open up a casino and they start making big bucks like that, who's it going to help? Police departments, because now they're going to hire a lot of security and there's going to have to be tons of security. So maybe that's a great idea. So as far as I'm concerned, that is the way I see it. Yup, a casino in Times Square. How badass would that be? Oh, they also have this thing they were talking about called congestion pricing. I don't even know what that is. Pay more money because you're in congestion? Don't they already do that? Do you know what the price of gas is in New York? Is an average $5.50. Could you imagine sitting in traffic with your car running at $5.50 a gallon? Might as well just get a bike, screw it, or a skateboard. Anyway, let's see what happens with the debates. I watched it. I hated it. I wish I was part of it because I would love to just stand there and have somebody say something derogatory about me and I could look at them and go like this, I will kick your fucking ass. Done. I bet you any money I get elected because sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never harm me unless you're on national television, and then they do. So that's the way I see that. I'm reading my notes here. I wanted to go over a bunch of shit. I don't even know what cryptocurrency is. But anyway, what did I want to talk about? Can you vote with a green card? Oh, and they were also saying that some people believe that voters who only have a green card should be able to vote. Nah, come on now. Come on now. It's hard enough to get people who are in the country to vote and get the votes done the right way that you're going to get somebody who actually doesn't even live here. They're only here on a visa, and then they're going to leave. But their vote can actually have a strong impact. They might even be voting against something that's right because of where they come from. So that's kind of weird. Um, and then people are asking me, okay, what's going on in the comedy world? Are you afraid to perform? And do you watch what you say? And the answer is no, no, I don't. First of all, I was never an offensive comedian anyway. I don't say anything bad about anybody. I don't make fun of anybody. The only time I ever make fun of anybody it would be because you were in the room and you had something you wanted to say to me. You open up a conversation with me, guarantee you I'm going to close the conversation because comedians are wordsmiths, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do for a living. I'm going to beat you verbally. Unless we go after a topic that I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, then I'll just stay away from it. Most of the time, I keep my comedy about myself, my family, my life, which is what keeps me out of the realm of getting in any trouble because you can't possibly be offended about my life. It's my life. I just read something really, really great. I'm gonna read, guys. So stay in touch. I just want to talk for about another 5 minutes, and then I'll start reading everything that people are writing in to say, and I really appreciate that. So we talked. Oh, and then there's bail reform. There's some people. There was a case where a guy didn't. Um, I don't know how much it was for his bail. He made bail and went out and killed somebody. So, you would think the family of the person who got killed would go after the judge and say, "What the fuck you doing? You let a bad guy out who for murder and then he murdered somebody else. What the fuck you doing?" Um anyway, so that's it for my notes. I had a nice dinner tonight. I'm by myself. And I've been doing the morning walk, so I want to thank you all for watching the morning walk. I started the morning walk with Mike because I really was just trying to stay in shape. And I like to go for a walk, especially if it's a nice day. And that's part of my health routine. I'm trying to stay in shape. I mean, I'm getting older there. So my producer, Tatiana, said, why don't you make it a thing and have people walk in and talk with you while you're doing it? So I did, and it's been a lot of fun. I met a lot of new people, met a lot of new friends. And anyway, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. I was reading somebody's nice letter that's coming to me on Instagram. Uh, so I wanted to thank everybody who's buying the shirts, which keeps me going. Thank you for doing the morning walk. You keep us going too. See, what a nice thing to say. I really appreciate that. Um, Folks, I've been selling a lot of Make America Italian Again shirts, sweatpants, hoodies, you name it, the underwear, the masks. So thank you. So keep on going to MikeMarino.net. Make your purchase. Buy over $100 worth of stuff. I'll throw you something really cool. I even have DVDs and a lot of stuff at MikeMarino.net. So thank you so much for doing that, everybody. I really, really appreciate that. Annie WSM. My cousin Peter Lemongello Jr. is watching right now, which is great because I'm going to make an announcement on when I'm coming into your neighborhood with some special entertainers sharing the stage with me. So why don't I do that, and then I'll take some questions from everybody. This hat was created for me along with a pair of jeans, and it was created by Anna Dre of Upcycle Creations. You can follow her here on Instagram. This is badass. How cool is this shit? So in a couple weeks when I get back to Los Angeles, Charlie, I'm going to have a photo session, and I'm going to be wearing the hat, the clothes, the jeans, and the new shirts that actually have my characters on it, like Uncle Tommy, Cousin Mooney, and Cousin Michelle. So if you guys saw my Cousin Michelle yesterday with my friend Francisco, it's pretty funny. and it's all about trying on lipstick. So I hope you guys will tune in and check that out, okay? So let's talk to some people here on Facebook. What do you got for me, Facebook? Who's here? Hold on while I take a look around. So my friend Massimo Batista is in Florida, and I'm coming to Florida, Massimo. That's right, everybody. July 29, my cousin Peter Lemongello Jr. and hopefully his father, Peter Lemongello Sr., and I will be performing at the Boca Black Box in Boca Raton. I believe tickets went on sale today. Charlie, while I'm watching you, I'm going to be at the Ha Ha Comedy Club on June 17. I'm coming back to California this Thursday. So, folks, not only will you get to see comedy at the Boca Black Box, but you get to see my real-life cousin, Peter Lemongello Jr., sing with a five-piece band. He's badass. You're going to have a lot of fun. Make sure you come down. That's the Boca Raton Black Box on July 29th. And hopefully his father, Peter Lemongello Sr., will get on stage as well, all right? Amy D. Diane, it's nice to see you. Thank you so much for writing to me and staying in touch all the time. So hi, hello, how are you? Ingrid Beckman, who's here in Scotch Plains, I miss you. I hope you're doing great. Marianne Harmson, the sound and video is starting and stopping. Oh, shit. Well, maybe that's your computer because everybody else seems to be okay. Anyhow, Debbie, hello from New Rochelle, New York. We were just talking about the governor. Mike Stato Bon, hey, hello, how are you? That's from Bobby Genovese. Debbie, we're all in the basement. You're not alone. Thank you so much. You're nuts. I'm nuts. Well, thank you very much. I'm so sorry you're listening. There's my cousin, Lucille Herman, down on the Jersey Shore. Lucille, I'm going to be coming into the area. I believe it's August 5th. I'll be in Seaside with a big show with the Italian American Club. My friend Ciro DiPaggio. Ciro, I'm coming to Florida again. Nice big show with a big, big band. I hope you'll come. We'll get you some complimentary tickets. Ciro DiPaggio, the producer, the star, the director, the whole nine yards of the Mob King. You guys got to check this shit out. This is going to be some badass stuff. And hopefully, as he's been saying, Silent Partners, which I happen to be in, will get back on the air as well. In fact, Ciro, when I'm in Florida, I hope you're watching. Time for you to be on my podcast. That would be unbelievable. Let's make that happen. Hey, Mike Marino, how you doing? Nick, it's nice to see you. I'm coming back to Florida. Michelle, how are you? Eddie Gambino, ladies and gentlemen, one of the funniest comedians. When I was younger and I was an up-and-coming comedian, Eddie Gambino was the man on the scene, man. And this guy would impersonate Rodney Dangerfield better than anybody you know. And he also did Lieutenant Columbo, which was a big hit TV series back in the day. So, Eddie Gambino, it's nice to see you, my friend. James Crothian, JK, he's big shot down in Asbury Park. It's nice to see you. Cecile Ferrara Ross, are you coming to Naples? Zambuca shots for everybody. Dan Lawson, it's nice to see you, Dan. Dan Lawson, one of the owners of the greatest musical historical landmarks in the world. That is the, in Asbury Park. Oh, fuck. I can't think of the name of it. Help me. Asbury Park has two famous places. Well, a lot of famous places. One was the Fast Lane, Stone Pony, and the Wonder Bar. So nice to see you, Dan Lawson, from the Wonder Bar, and Debbie DeLise. Wonder Bar down in Asbury Park. If you've never been there, you need to go. This is the home of some of the biggest entertainers in the world, like Vinnie Pastore and Stevie Van Zandt, Bruce Springsteen, John Bon Jovi, Mike Marino. We're all from the area. I think you'll enjoy going down there. All right, let me rewind what's going on here on Instagram and see if I can answer some questions. So there's my friend Joe. We call him Joe from Buenos Aires, which is a nice Italian restaurant, not only in Red Bank, New Jersey, but in northern New Jersey as well. Mark, great chatting with you this morning, too. I did the morning walk, and somehow this gentleman, Mark, got on the feed with me, and he started impersonating Sam Kinison. I actually have a CD of Sam Kinison unopened. I wonder if it's worth any money, but it's in the cellophane, so it's really cool. If anybody remembers the comedy of Sam Kinison when he used to do whatever he wanted to do, Andrew Dice Clay, they were roommates. They all came up at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. I came up at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. This is some real historical, great comedy conversations. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. So who else here is on Facebook? Have a question for me? No, I don't see any questions. But if you got a question on Instagram, I will make that happen. Thank you so much, everybody, for writing in. What do we got? All right. So here comes the schedule. This Thursday night, I'm playing Laguna Hills. Laguna Hills, California. I was just alerted this morning that the show has been sold out. That's 600 people. My first performance in Laguna Hills in 3 years. So I can't wait to get down there and perform. I'm being notified by Anna Dre of Upcycle Creation. So there's the hat. What do you think, everybody? Go ahead and throw in a little, what do you think of the hat? WWH Mom, I'm a big fan of yours too. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you saying that. So this Thursday night, if you want tickets, I'm sorry you can't get them. So I'm going to be in Laguna Woods. That's in Laguna Hills at the Laguna Hills Country Club this Thursday night, June 9th in California. I actually fly in the day of the show, and then I go to the actual show. June 10th, this Friday night. If anybody wants to buy one of these hats, go to Upcycle Creations _27. Cut yourself a deal. If you want to buy some Mike Marino shirts that match the hat, go to MikeMarino.net. Marino 2024. Don't forget to vote. June 10th, I'm going to be at the Whitmore Lindley Theater. That's right, I'm going to have to wear a suit. This Friday night, June 10th, the the Whitmore Lindley Theater. It's a big show. This Saturday night, June 11th, I'll be at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach, California. Long Beach, California. That's this June 11th at 9:30. On June 12th, Sunday, I'll be at the Improv in Hollywood, and I'll be at the Laugh Factory in Hollywood. And then on June 13, 14, and 15, I'll be at the Laugh Factory inside the Tropicana in Las Vegas, Nevada. I cannot wait. I drive. I always take the drive. I drive from Hollywood to Las Vegas. It's only going to be a 3-day run. You got to go. The Laugh Factory inside the Tropicana, my favorite place. I love Las Vegas. It's going to be hot. I'm going swimming. We sold out a lot of shows. A lot of my friends are coming. I can't wait to see. Maybe I should move to Vegas one of these days. I don't know. It's hard to get me out of New Jersey. June 17, I'm doing a special event, folks. This is going to be at the Ha Ha Comedy Club in North Hollywood. Special event. This coming June 17th, Ha Ha Comedy Club, 8 o'clock, North Hollywood, Lancashire Boulevard. And then on June 18th, I'll be at the Chateau Comedy Club, again in North Hollywood. From there, I fly back to New Jersey for one show. I'm flying from California to New Jersey to do one show. That's Thursday night, June 23rd, at the world-famous Count Basie Theater in Red Bank, New Jersey. It's a one-nighter. We're filming the show. It's me and Joe Gorga, who's on the Jersey Housewives. The Real Housewives of New Jersey, reality show star Joe Gorga and myself will be at the Count Basie. You got to watch this. It's going to be out of control. Let's get down there and have some fun. The very next day, this nut is going to get on a plane and go all the way back to California. I'm flying in from California to New Jersey to do one show, to get back on the plane, to fly all the way back to California for one show. Yes, I'm going up to Pittsburgh, California. There's a Pittsburgh, California, not Pittsburgh, PA. It's north of San Francisco. And it's a big Italian festival. So you guys got to come if you're in the area. From there, I'm going to stay in Los Angeles for a little while. And then go to MikeMarino.net. The month of July, August, September, October, filled with shows. Thank the Lord. Okay, so here's Annie. Annie says, listen, I want to read this to everybody. Mike, not to be a wet blanket, but what's travel like with all the testing you still probably have to do with airports and planes? This is not a wet blanket. This is a good question. The mask mandates out here in Long Island is still strict in some parts. Well, Annie, I'm glad that you said that. I was actually supposed to be in Long Island today. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, Ronkonkoma, Long Island, and I couldn't go because I tested positive 8 days prior to going. Well, I hope none of my flights get canceled. Anyhow, you don't have to do anything to get on the plane. You're supposed to let everybody know whether you tested positive or not, but you don't have to do anything. If you want to wear a mask, you wear the mask. If you don't want to wear the mask, you don't have to. I actually keep the mask on. Screw everybody. I don't trust nobody. I'm keeping the mask on. And if you're on my plane and you do something stupid, I'm going to fucking beat you to a pulp. I don't want to hear no shit. Just get on a plane, shut your mouth, fly. None of these little dooty-dooty-doos. Oh, no, I don't want to. Just do what you're supposed to do, because don't fuck up my trip. I already don't feel like going. I can tell you this about the travel. The plane tickets are 10 times more expensive than they've ever been. I don't remember paying this much money for a flight. I just bought 3 different flights. They're all around $700 and $800 to go back and forth to California. I just bought a $550 flight to go from New Jersey to Fort Lauderdale. That's insane. Tickets used to be like $250, $300. Blame the gas. All right? So, but the travel restrictions really are not that bad. And it is expensive. So I just do what's right and I keep to myself. I hope I do get a personal jet someday. So says my friend Chin's Surf Cafe. And don't forget, folks, I have so many shows. Hopefully none of them will get canceled. Hopefully I won't get COVID again. I keep getting tested. I test every Monday to make sure I'm good. I keep people around me good. David Larson. Oh, David LaRosa Film. How you doing? Nice to see you, buddy. It was nice having a conversation with you today, and it was nice being on your podcast. Thank you very much. Annie, thank you so much for saying God bless. So this is a lot of shows that are going on out there, and I hope you guys will come to some of the live events, and I hope you'll stay in touch with me every Tuesday night here, live from my mother's basement. Remember, this show repeats, so it's not just here on Facebook Live. I enjoy doing it live. I don't really like recording. I will record it eventually. If you guys want to watch any of the episodes, all you have to do is go to Mike Marino Live on YouTube. There's, I think, 150 episodes. We got another 100 that we're going to be putting up there. I think I did 250 live from my mother's basement, all produced by my producer, Tatiana Blue Shell, who's in Los Angeles, California. You could write to her. If you guys want to be on this show, we've done this many times. You can write to my producer. Her name is Tatiana Blue Shell. She spells Tatiana, Tatjana, Tatiana. So write to her. Mark, write to my producer. Say, hey, Tatiana, I'm a big fan of the Mike Marino Live from my mother's basement show, and I would like to be considered to sit next to Mike and be on the show in his mother's basement. All you have to do is write Mike Marino Entertainment, spelled out, at gmail.com. Say hello to Tatiana. Maybe you want to be a fan, you want to get some fan mail, write to me, Mike Marino Fans at gmail.com. We have a lot of great sponsors. I'm getting heartburn. We have a lot of great sponsors. and we're going to talk all about them. If you would like to sponsor some of these shows, you want to get your product out there, you want to get your wardrobe out there, you want to talk on the show, you want to come on the show, Mike Marino live at gmail.com. So there's 3 different email addresses. You can figure it out, rewind it, watch it again, figure it out, get in touch with me. I enjoy people. I want to talk to people. I'm supposed to have a bodybuilder on the show, and it's a girl, and I would love to know. And she's also in politics. That is so cool. I'm going to have a doctor on my show. I'm going to have a lawyer on my show. I have singers and jugglers and clowns and whatever, you name it. Let's have them on the show. Let's talk about everybody. Young people, old people, people who wrote books, people thinking about writing a book, whatever it is, we can make it happen. I love my sponsors, and I thank you also very much for helping out all the time. So, you guys need to watch YouTube, Make America Italian Again. The pizza delivery guy is very, very funny. Okay, thank you so much for saying that, Joe. In fact, I sent a copy of the pizza guy to a big producer in Los Angeles today, and he said, Mike, this has got to be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Folks, go to my YouTube channel, Mike Marino Live on YouTube. Hit the word subscribe. Leave a comment. Leave a comment here on Instagram. Leave a comment here on Facebook. Leave comments. Even if you tell me to go screw, I don't care. Leave the comment. And I would really appreciate that. All right? I'm a big believer with what my mother taught me when I was a kid. If you don't have anything nice to say about someone, don't say anything at all. Folks, I don't make fun of nobody. I have nothing nasty to say about anybody. Unless you do something really stupid, then you got it coming. You dig? You could be that way too. So when... All right, well, there's somebody who's going to get blocked. Anyway, you can watch this show whenever you want. All you have to do to go and see it is subscribe, okay? I'm on iTunes, Google, Spotify, Anchor, Italian American Radio out of New York City. You pick your favorite podcast app, and you can listen and you can watch. YouTube, Instagram, my website, Twitter. I'm making TikToks now. Guys, go to TikTok at Mike Marino Live on TikTok. I'm also on Patreon. You got a question for me? Go, hey, Marino, and ask me that question. Email that question to MikeMarinoEntertainment@gmail.com, and I'll make sure I get back to you with an answer with my thoughts and what I think. I'm going to get going. You know why? Because in walking distance of this house is Scoop's Ice Cream, and I'm going to go get myself a nice vanilla cone with chocolate sprinkles. That's it for me. Let's make America Italian again. You know my motto. You don't know nothing, you don't see nothing, you don't say nothing. And how do I end every single one of my broadcasts? By telling you what I think we all should do. Don't take no shit from nobody. Good night, everybody. Have a great one. See you tomorrow morning on the morning walk. Bye, Instagram. Hey folks, I hope you're enjoying watching my podcast live from my mother's basement. We're having a lot of fun, and I'm going to have a lot of great guests on the show in the future. So if you like it, hit like. You could also leave a comment. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch other funny videos. And you could also listen to my podcast on your favorite podcast app like Spotify and iTunes.